Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about doing the Pantry Challenge for 2026. My name is Corey. It is currently January. There's a ton of snow outside and we are going to get right into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is some information. Everybody's lifestyle, family, if they live alone, where they live, the country they live in, etc. is different. I mentioned I'm in Quebec, Canada. It's currently winter. I'm not growing anything in my garden, etc. because it's just not possible. So you need some context, okay, on how the Pantry Challenge is going to affect my family because it's going to affect yours differently. I have a boyfriend, husband, whatever you want to call it. We've been together more than 30 years, but it doesn't matter. We have a 17-year-old teenage son. So we are 3 people in this house. We don't eat the same thing, so that's important. Everybody has their own taste. Personally, I can't eat mustard. I hate it. I can't eat cantaloupe, the melon. I'm allergic. I'll literally die. So it makes the Pantry Challenge and cooking in general more complicated, okay? Another thing to mention is the Pantry Challenge is done by a lot of homesteaders and a lot of zero waste people. It's been around forever. Eating from your pantry is like a normal way of life, I would say, because growing up, that's all we ever did. It was very, very, very rare for us to have restaurant food, that or order pizza. That was like something extremely special. So with that being said, going into this, I'm in my kitchen right now and my pantries are here. So I don't have a stockpile, which means if you follow a lot of homesteaders, they will have like an entire basement full of stuff they can from their own garden or whatever. A lot of canned foods in mason jars. They will have multiple fridges, multiple freezers. They could have like a whole pig in their fridge or freezer, etc. And I don't have that. So basically, it is a pantry challenge where we're going to go through our pantries, our actual what's in the pantries, our cupboards. We're going to go through our fridge. I'm standing in front of my fridge. We're going to go through the little freezer that's in the fridge, obviously. And I happen to live in a 1926 duplex. So there's an apartment downstairs where I live. There's an apartment upstairs where my mother-in-law lives. And my freezer, I have a big freezer upstairs, like one of those 7-foot long freezer whatevers. And that's full of food and we kind of share that freezer. So that is what we have to work with. Another thing I would like to say is it kind of pisses me off or like drives me a little bonkers that you will see many people go out and they're like, we're going to do a pantry challenge, we're going to eat from our pantries to see how long we can last, but they will go shopping right before their pantry challenge and they will do a massive haul and then they'll put like a haul video of how they went and bought 50-pound bag of flour, 50-pound bag of oats, 25-pound bag of sugar, and they will like literally spend like $1,000, $2,000 at Costco or whatever, and or Azure Standard a lot of people buy from. I don't have access to that. And they will stock up before they make a pantry challenge and say, oh, we're living off our pantry for a month or 2 months or however long they're going to do it for. I did not do that. I don't believe in doing that because a part of this pantry challenge is because you go shopping, okay, grocery shopping, you put your groceries away and you start eating the food, obviously. And then you're like, okay, let's just say, for example, oh, Wednesday we're going to have spaghetti. So Wednesday comes and you're like, okay, we're going to make spaghetti. And then it's like, well, I don't really feel like that. So the sauce and the noodles sit there and you eat something else, right? And that keeps happening. So then, a week pass and you go grocery shopping again and you put your new groceries in front of your old stuff. And that's the whole point of a pantry challenge is I want to find out what is in my pantries, what is in my fridge, what is in my freezer. Stuff right now, my fridge, freezer, and pantry are in chaos. They are not placed. It is just thrown everywhere. It's a free-for-all, basically. So we're going to start digging in and seeing what's there. So I hope you follow me along. I'm going to keep doing it. And let me know if you're doing it, because I find this very interesting, because I don't know what we're going to find. Okay guys, so we're going to talk about the Pantry Challenge guidelines, let's say. And rules, whatever you want to call them, but like guidelines. My personal guidelines. So number one, I mentioned I'm not stocking up. I'm not going out and buying a big lot of groceries and then saying we're doing a pantry challenge, because I don't get it. Second thing is, I have a husband, boyfriend. We're not married, okay? So I don't know what to call it. You could call it boyfriend, but we're not married on paper, but common law we're married. But whatever, the man, okay? And I have a son. So I can't control them. I'm not looking to control them. They are their own people, okay? So if they want food or whatever, a specific food, they're gonna order it. They're gonna order their pizza, or they're gonna go out and buy what they want. And I can't do anything about that, because I'm doing the pantry challenge, not them. However, I cook, so I'm basically gonna cook, and either they're gonna eat it or they're not gonna eat it. That's gonna be the bottom line. I'm also doing this challenge to limit how many times we order out or go to the restaurant, because there was a time when we were doing that so many times a week, multiple times a week, and it gets very expensive, okay? So we're trying to cut down. I don't know if I can do it 0 times. Like I said, I have a family, and we have things planned, so we're gonna see how that goes. One of the other things I want to do is I want to try and use the Flash Food app more. So basically, if you don't know about Flash Food, it's an application for your phone. You download it and you put in your location of where you live, obviously, and you have to tie it to a credit card. So if you buy something, you pay for it like that. And what happens is the grocery store or store taking part of it, my local Maxi store takes in part of it, and they will post something that's about to expire, okay? So maybe it's like 1 day away or 2 days away from expiring. And let's say it's like a pack of sausages, okay? And the pack of sausages normally are like, let's say $6, regular price, not on special, or $8, depends on the size of the pack. So they will post that item to start with half price. So you can go get a pack of sausages for like $3, and the store closes at 10 o'clock at night, let's say. So you have to go pick up whatever you bought before the store closes. But the closer to the store closing, the prices decrease. So it'll start at $3, but it can go to $2. It could end up at $1. There was a time where I got a pack of bagels, like 6 bagels for 25 cents. And then you have to go pick it up before 10 o'clock, because if you don't pick it up on that day, you lose it, okay? Because then technically, the law says you can't sell or buy stuff that's expired. With the meat, what they do is they will freeze it before the expiry date and then sell it to you frozen, which is no problem as well. So I want to use that app more, because I have saved a lot of money on that app. And you just gotta pay attention. You have to check it like every day. You have to check it like multiple times a day, and you have to be willing to go and have the time to go pick it up. So I want to use that app, because that app is, first of all, amazing to save money, and it prevents food waste. That's the whole point of why it was created, was to stop the food waste, because normally that food would have been put into the garbage. So I don't feel bad buying that food, even though it comes in like plastic packaging and stuff, because that was literally going into the garbage. At least we can eat the food and only put the containers or whatever in the recycling or in the garbage after. So it's a good app. Check it out. See if it's available. I know it's a lot across Canada, and I know it's going into the United States now, so check it out, okay? Okay guys, so we're going to talk about why. Why are you doing a pantry challenge? There has to be a reason. I'm in my bathroom, cat's over here making noise, I got laundry to hang up, got stuff to do, So, the main reason is to save money. If you follow me, then you'll know that I am also doing a low buy year. So the low buy year, in my opinion, goes into the pantry challenge because it's another way of saving money, and you need groceries take up a lot of money. It's a fact, right? The other reason is I want to deep clean everything. If you saw my video where I deep cleaned this bathroom where everything came down, so when I deep clean, I literally empty the room of everything minus big furniture that I can't get rid of. And everything comes out of the cupboards, everything came off of these shelves, and you take inventory and stock of what you have and what you're using, and if you're going to keep using it, whatever, or if you want to sell it, get rid of it, give it away, donate it, whatever. So there's a reason. I mentioned that my pantries and fridge and freezers were not organized as well, and they are just chaos. So we're going to be going through those as well. It's part of the deep cleaning thing, but at least we're like gradually doing it, so when you do get to the deep cleaning part, it's not so much to do. We're in January filming this. I have my notes here, like I always do. And so Christmas passed. So when Christmas passes, we get so many gifts of like chocolate and cookies and all the good stuff. You know, it's all the good stuff. Admit it, it's all the good stuff. But you just don't get it all the time. So because of that, everything, like I have bowls of like chocolate and candy and stuff. So we're working our way through, and that works into our snacks. You know, you feel like a snack and you grab like a chocolate or whatever. You know, I guess technically you should be grabbing something healthier, but whatever. So I don't want to waste food. I find we waste a lot of food sometimes, and I think to myself, like, first of all, we were brought up not to waste food. You couldn't afford to waste food, basically. So we gotta stop wasting food. You know, you make pizza, and then you get down to like, you know, you eat it twice or 3 times or whatever, and then you get down to the last piece, and you're like, you don't feel like it. No, so we want to like limit wasting food, okay? What else do I have written down? I want to defrost my big freezer upstairs. I showed you a video of the freezer. It's not a very good video because whatever. It's got ice buildup, so it really needs to be defrosted, which means it needs to be emptied before you defrost. Plus, I could not tell you for the life of me what is in that freezer. I know there is like a ton of peppers because I remember getting 2 big cases of like yellow orange peppers, and I cut them in strips and I put them in the freezer. So I know there's like 1,000,000 peppers upstairs, but apart from that, I have no clue what's upstairs. I want to garden more. I want to grow more food this year. I want to try and can as much as I can, and because it's a pack of seeds is like $1 something, $2 something, and then you can grow a whole ton, and then you preserve it and stuff. So that's another thing I want to do, and I want to try and cut down on junk food, on bad food, because I eat a lot of bad food and stuff. I'm addicted to soda. That's a fact. I admit it. You have to admit your problem first. And the other thing I wrote down is, did you know that you get charged up to 15% more for your food because they're charging you for the packaging? So if you have access to a bulk barn, like in Canada, or a bulk store, often, not all the time, your food will be cheaper to buy package free than to buy in a package. The other option is to buy in bulk, as in big sizes. So if you can buy like a 50-pound bag of flour in a paper bag versus a little one, it works out cheaper. So that's my personal reason why. Your whys might be different, and follow me along on the journey. We'll see how we go. I'm going to show you what I cook, a little bit of what I cook, what I'm eating. It's going to be in pictures, it's going to be in videos. I'm going to try and document as much as possible. And everybody's different. Everybody's house living situation is different. You could have a whole big family. Maybe you have like 10 people in your family. I don't know. Maybe you're a single person. So, for example, I made a turkey pot pie, and you get 4 big slices out of that pie because I made a smaller size. instead of making a big size, I made a smaller size. And you know, that could be 4 meals for me. You know, if you take one big piece each or 2 pieces each, it could be 2 meals. If you live alone, that could be 4 meals for you. If you have a big family, that's not even going to cover half your family. So it depends. It's so like personal. You know, I have cats. He's following me, being annoying as usual, but I love him. And you know, you have to have cat food. So it's very personal, and I hope you follow along. Let me know if you're gonna do it, and I'll see you next time.